Hello guys, it's good to come your way again, still discussing geometry. And of course, in the previous videos I've established what geometry is all about, as a study of shapes, including plane shapes and of course the solid shapes. And of course, I've established angles in the last tutorial that I just finished as far as geometry is concerned. In this particular video, I'll be discussing the triangle. Of course, this is one of the most important plane shapes which extensively the examiner will always want you to be able to evaluate some mathematical exercises involving the triangle. So the triangle is a plane shape with three sides, meaning there are three lines forming the three sides, and of course each side will have an angle because they are going to meet. So a triangle, tri means three, angle means angles. Triangle, three angles, is a plane shape with three angles and of course with three sides. Okay, on the screen you can see that we have the various types of triangles, as the equilateral triangle, as the name implies. Equi means equal, lateral means line. Equal line triangles, meaning the sides are equal, they have equal lines, equal dimensions. Okay, so the equilateral triangle is a type of triangle where all the three sides are equal and also all the three angles being equal too. The isosceles triangle, two sides are equal with the corresponding base angles. Two sides are equal and those two angles forming those two sides are also equal. One side is unequal with one angle also being unequal too. So that is that for isosceles triangle. The right angled triangle is a triangle where one of the angles is 90 degrees. One of the angles there is 90 degrees. And of course we have the scalene triangle where none of the three sides are equal to each other and also none of the three angles are equal to each other. Alright, straight away you can see that we have two theorems that are always used most of the time as far as the triangles are concerned. We'll be using these theorems to evaluate a lot of mathematical exercises in this tutorial video. On your screen you can see that the first theorem says that the sum of angles in a triangle is always equal to 180 degrees. A triangle have three angles inside, and of course those three angles will always add up to 180 degrees. If you take the equilateral triangle for instance, where all the three sides were equal and also all the three angles were equal, as I told you earlier, it means if all of them add up to 180 degrees, each of the angles of the equilateral triangle will give you 60 degrees. So we have 60, 60, 60 giving us 180 in all. If you look at the isosceles triangle for instance, where two angles are equal, okay, so if you have something like 60, or sorry, you have something like 70, the other one is also 70, that's 140. That means you have only 40 degrees left, so make 180. That will be the value for the last angle. Alright, so the first theorem of triangle says that all the three angles of the triangle will always add up to 180 degrees. The sum of angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. And of course the second term says that the exterior angle of a triangle is always equal to the sum of the two opposite interior angles. Let me take a diagram so that you understand what we mean. Now if you see on this screen here, I have a triangle. Now the angles inside, I said earlier when I started geometry, is that angles from inside the shape are called the interior angles, and the ones from outside the shape are called the exterior angles. So here if I have an angle, let's say A, I have an angle here, let's say B, I have an angle here, let's say C. Interior angles of that triangle are A, B and C. And if I have one angle outside, which is the exterior, called D. Now the first angle, or the first theorem rather, of angle geometry, triangle geometry, is that the sum of angles in a triangle is always equal to 180 degrees. So here inside this triangle I have A, B and C. That means A plus B plus C is equals to 180 degrees. That is the first theorem, that the sum of angles in a triangle is 180. And the second theorem is saying that the sum of the two opposite interior angles is always equal to the exterior angle. The sum of the two opposite interior angles, of course, is always equals to the exterior angle. So the opposite interior angles here are B and A. That's A, B, they are opposite each other, okay, and their sum will always give you the exterior angle. So that means A plus B is equals to D. That's what the theorem is saying. D is the exterior angle. So sum of the two opposite interior angles is always equals to the exterior angles. These are the two most important triangle theorems that we have in geometry, and we'll be using it to evaluate some exercises. Alright, now on the next screen you can see that you can be given something like this. Okay, maybe you are told this angle is 54 degrees. Maybe you are told that this other angle is maybe 36 degrees, for instance, and you are asked to find angle K, and maybe you have something here, you are also asked to find angle M, and this question is for you to find K and also for you to find M. Now we find K first, which says that the sum of angles in a triangle is always equal to 180 degrees. Sum of angles in a triangle. So here we are going to have 54 degrees plus 36 degrees plus K. Those are the three angles inside the triangle, and this should always give you 180 degrees. Alright, so if you add 54 of course to 36, you are going to have 90 degrees. So we have that 90 degrees plus K is equals to 180 degrees, and if we make K the subject, we have 180 degrees minus 90. So K is equals to 180 minus 90, of course will give you 90. So that means angle K is a right angle, which is 90 degrees. Forgive my drawing because it's not straight like a normal right angle. Alright, depending on how I was able to pick my values. Now angle M is the exterior angle, and of course a theorem says that the sum of the two opposite interior angles will always be equal to the exterior angle. So here 36 plus 54, 36 degrees plus 54, 36 and 54 are the two opposite interior angles, and they must always be equal to the exterior, which is M. So here we have 90 degrees here is equals to M, so M is also 90. Of course this is true if you bring it back here. M is 90 degrees and K is also 90 degrees. You can see on that particular straight line, those two angles are there, K and M, and sum of angles on a straight line will always give you 180. So the 90 plus 90 of course makes what we have solved mathematically correct and consistent. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is that on triangles. In the next video I'll be looking at the polygon, as of course polygon is a figure that is bounded by sides. We'll be looking at the theorems that are involved anytime we're evaluating the polygon, and of course we'll look at the various types of polygons that we have, and we'll use it to solve some mathematical exercises. Don't go anywhere.